Hi guys, today we are having a little bit a closer look at this very interesting power bank for outdoor with an included solar panel. We have a lot of ports here, we have the light, double light here, and underneath we have already 3 built-in USB cables. You don't have to carry USB cables with you, you can cover pretty much everything. That's absolutely awesome, comes really nicely built, water protected, so we can close this nicely again. Comes with some really nice bumpers in all the 4 corners. I would say a really solid build. Of course, this is not something which you want to take outside for 14 days out in the woods, just relying on the thing. For that, the solar panel is maybe a little bit too small, but there's a pretty powerful power bank with large capacity, and this extra solar panel for emergency charge can give you some really nice extra safety. That's awesome. So I'm going to show you now what you get in the box, how it works with all the input and output ports, how to charge, and also do some performance testing. So stay tuned till the very end of the video. And so here we have the packaging, some description on the side, and the specs here in the back. But let's open and see. Comes with an instructions manual. I hope it's focusing nicely so you can read everything. Also here, and some more information in the back, 2 more pages and the remaining page. And we see already a green light. That's absolutely fantastic. That means it's already charging here inside from the normal ceiling light. And you can see absolutely beautiful. Looks really well made to me. You can see when I cover this, solar panel is not charging. When I remove my hand, it's already charging. And of course, even more charging outside in direct sunlight. We have a nice hook to attach maybe carabiner, which is also included, by the way. You have a small carabiner hook. We have also an additional USB-C to USB-C cable. And on the side we have a really nice grip. Here we have the on-off button. And here the nice waterproof cover for all the USB ports. Standard USB-A, we have USB-C, and we have a lightning input port, something which I've never seen before. Is that really lightning? Yeah, we can definitely confirm that's a lightning port. And then of course on the back we have these 3 built-in USB cables. We have the USB-C, and we have the lightning, and we have the standard USB-A. I mean, that's a male plug, so we can plug it in to charge the power bank itself. Super, super convenient, and we can store it back nicely, totally flat. And to turn it on, if we like to see the charging LEDs, the green LED is showing charging, and the blue lights are showing the charging level. And when we long press here, it will activate the light. What I like here is that we have 2 lights, so that's definitely a safety plus, not only 1 light. So in case you drop the power bank on a rock or it fails for some other reason, we still have one really good, and it's a very, very strong one. And so we can push, goes into flashing, not only normal flashing, but that's a proper SOS. As you can see, we click again, goes into fast flashing mode. We click again, turns off. So we have for all these 3 type of USB connection, input and output. We have USB-A output, we have USB-A input, we have lightning input, we have lightning output, we have USB-C input and output already here, but additionally output here. We do not have micro USB, but that's something which is pretty much outdated these days anyway. And because the USB-C port is supposed to be the most powerful port here, I'm going to test that here for maximum power. We are supposed to reach 3 amps, but we have even much more. You can see maximum has been at 3.7 amps. Of course, the voltage has been down here a little bit, but still very powerful. But you don't have to be worried, there's nothing damaged because it has a lot of protection built in, so we can repeat this over and over again. You can see exactly same result. so it just cuts off when we are using too much power to protect this power bank nicely. And as a second port we have the lightning input port, so you can plug this in here. Let's see, yeah, definitely charging from normal standard lightning plug, really nice. And so I've tested the capacity, so I gave it a full charge and then discharged it. Of course, another test is to see if we get still some battery, some power after it has stopped working. So usually when there's no power anymore, you can see it's down to one LED, it's even flashing. Some of the power banks would not turn on again, of course to protect the batteries, but for me it's more important to be able to squeeze out some little bit of extra juice. For example, if you're out in the woods, you need some little bit of extra battery power to make a phone call if you're in an emergency situation. So this seems to work, then that's a positive thing. But the result of the milliamps testing is of course very disappointing. Yeah, bring this a little bit closer. I hope it's focusing nicely so you can see that. It's showing here in red 10.5891 if I'm not wrong. So that means 10,500 milliamps. And of course not 45,000. If this power bank was listed with 20,000 milliamps, that would be a decent result, a little bit above 50%, but this is super low, not even 25%. Of course, there's always a difference between what we see in the listing, because the listing is saying what's really in the battery and not what the power bank is delivering, and the batteries are running with 3.7 volts, and this is then converted to 5 volts for the USB standard power. And of course such a conversion will then reduce the milliamps because we are increasing the voltage, and also it's reducing the capacity because the conversion is never for free. We are always losing between 10 or 20%. And so as a rule of thumb, everything above 50% from the listed milliamps is good, and everything below 50% is not so good. And here it's even below 25%. We usually have a little bit more reliable information about what we have here really inside in the back of the power bank. And here we can see 169 watt hours. So that means we don't have to convert this, but here you can see also the result in watt hours. That's 54. Here it's saying 169, but in real life we get only 54. That's super disappointing. I'm not saying it's very low regarding the size and weight, because it's a rather small solar power bank, but the listing is definitely not very honest. And also the description here. What's also missing here is a micro USB here or here. Of course, we do not have a lot of micro USB anymore. What's also missing is some kind of wireless charge. And it's not that we cannot have something like that. You can see here we have similar size but larger capacity. We have everything what we have here as well, but we have also wireless charge and we have micro USB. Instead of just having 3 cables, we have 4 USB cables. Unfortunately, this 2022 year model is not available anymore, but there is an upgraded 2023 model, so I'll put down the link of this one into the description of the video. What's of course also important to know is the protocol compatibility, because it's listed with some quick charge capability, and I've tested this directly here on this power bank, and you can see everything actually in red. All the quick charge 2.0, 3.0 whatsoever. I've tested that even with some other tester with same result. So no quick charge PD or anything like that here available. Very simple device with only around 200 milliamps maximum charging power from the solar panel, which means you would have to charge it for around 50 hours in perfect maximum sunlight, which you won't have. And if you have it, usually it's too hot and then it's overheating. That's also a problem with this design. When we have just one built-in solar panel, you cannot leave it outside in a hot summer day like that on the floor or on the concrete or in your car. You have to be really careful. At least make sure there is something underneath, lift it up so it has some decent ventilation here underneath, and maybe limit the direct sun exposure in the highest heat, like in summer or so, to around 15 minutes or so, definitely not longer. Otherwise, the battery can overheat, catch fire, explode, and the efficiency of the solar panel will go down anyway. So it's definitely not as fancy, not as versatile as described, but I would say it's still a decent device. So if you don't have too high expectations, I mean, we still have the solar panel, we have still 2 lights, we have the 3 USB cables. So why not? I would say if you can get it for maybe $20-25 maximum, I would say why not? And so if you're interested, I'll put down the link to the Amazon listing down into the description so you can check it out and or try from there if you like it. And I hope I've been able to help you a little bit with this video. If you have any questions or comments, just write to the comment section below. I'm always happy to talk about these things. And if you liked the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching. See you next time.